I get money in my sleep, I could never be weak.
Let me ask you a question, boys.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, check it out. It's your boy Bush back again. Here we go. Man, whole lot going on, man. I ain't gonna lie. Big Trump, first it was Venezuela. Went crazy out there now, Iran. Some people saying it's a distraction. Some people saying this, that, Americans, a lot of people are happy, a lot of people are upset. But for you people out there in Dubai, get the hell out of there. All right, we're gonna get into some stuff though, man. A lot of questions to be asked. Cause really, he going real hard on Iran and stuff like that. But whatever happened to North Korea? You know what I mean? Whatever happened to that situation? Now look what's going on out there in Dubai. All y'all, get the hell out
and
of
reaching
there.
a port in Dubai, it's one of the largest and busiest ports in the Middle East. For how Gulf states are reacting, let's go to CNN's Paula Hancock's in Dubai. So Paula, bring us the latest. How are they reacting to this?
Well, Pamela, we've really seen no let-up in the retaliation from Iran to many of these Gulf nations, and the reaction from the governments is one of anger. These are Gulf nations who, for the most part, had said that their military bases could not be used if there were to be this US-Israeli attack on Iran. They have said that their airspace could not be used. They had also been lobbying the US president behind the scenes and quite publicly not to take the military route, but to continue with...
When you play with Iraq and Iran, a lot of heavy money was invested in Dubai. A lot of American money is in Dubai. Actually, Trump got a building in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken. Since this Epstein stuff went down, and I know it's all connected. Like I said, some people saying Trump is going crazy as distractions or whatever. But at the same time, people are happy and people are upset. Even in Iran and Iraq, people are mad and some people are happy. But when you mess with Dubai, we mess with Iran and places like that, you got Dubai at risk, heavy risk. And that's a lot of money and a lot of people interested, you know what I mean? So this could get real bad. All Americans, get your asses out of Dubai and all them Middle Eastern countries right now. Get up out of there.
Diplomacy. So countries here in the Gulf really felt like they had distanced themselves with what has happened over the past 24, 36 hours, but it doesn't appear to have made any difference. Iran's...
It's a shame, but when you're playing with these people, they're not playing fair. You know that. They'll bomb that luxury hotel down to prove a point. They're not playing fair.
Still carrying out these retaliatory attacks, missiles and drones coming into these Gulf nations which are very unaccustomed to being part of this kind of large, unprecedented military attack. This here in Dubai, this is an international global hub. This is a global commerce hub. It is an area where tourists come. And certainly it is very unprecedented to see people rushing to...
I ain't gonna lie. Word is Americans need to get out of there because it's about to get crazy, real crazy. That's the educated. Get the hell out of Dubai. Get out of luxury hotels. Get out of all that right now because the closest thing they could do to really hurt America is hitting Dubai real bad,
Parking lots. There are no air raid shelters officially here, but trying to get away from the incoming missiles. Now, just in the UAE alone, they have said, and this is several hours ago, so this number will be higher now, at least 137 missiles, 200 plus drones have been intercepted by the...
That's ridiculous. They trying to take them out. 200 drones was intercepted. Imagine if them things landed. That whole Dubai probably be out of here.
Defense systems here. Now, we have been hearing from officials that they do have strong air defense systems, that they are able to intercept what is coming in from Iran. But as I say, there is across the Gulf nations been strong condemnation against Tehran that they have been targeted. Some also saying that they reserve the right to retaliate. When questioned, though, those officials do not enlarge on what they mean by that. We did hear one Emirati official saying they are not just going to sit by idly and watch this happen. But it is not clear at this point, apart from the defensive nature of what they are doing.
There's a whole strategy behind this. Like I said, Venezuela, you captured that leader. Now you murked the supreme leader of Iran. Oh, man. See, they got some deep stuff going on there, man. There's going to be some real repercussions to pay for this. We not scared, but like I said, get out of their countries. That's all I'm going to say. Get up out of Dubai.
What more they could do against these strikes?
Let me bring in Reem bint Ibrahim al-Hashimi. She's the Member of State for International Cooperation for the UAE. And Reem, thank you for joining us from Dubai this morning. It is hard to overstate just how shocking these images are to UAE residents who are used to this country being a beacon of safety and stability as Iran now threatens the, quote, heavy...
That's over with. That's what's going to really hurt stuff. See, they're gonna play dirty, man. They're not playing fair. They're not playing fair, man. So the first thing they could do to really hurt us is go ahead and attack Dubai and hit that damn, you know that. They're going to do it. Hit that big fancy hotel. Hit all them luxury spots out there. They not about that anyway. That's why they hit the World Trade Center. You know, because they got a thing with capitalism. So I'm sure most of them terrorist groups out there, they do not like the whole idea of Dubai. So that's the first thing they going for, homie. Crazy as hell too. But at the same time, it makes sense because you know how they move. They all about that down with the, you know, with the capitalism, down with America type shit. And you know, we took over Dubai. All my peoples, yeah, I was in Dubai. I'm in Dubai. Dubai. Yeah, let's see. You know, Trump, he made a speech. Let's see what's going on with it.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
I understand that part, but I think North Korea got the nuclear weapons. So what happened with that, though? Damn, this is out of control, y'all.
A vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people.
See, but they're not all terrorists, though, you know. Some of them, you know, a lot of them are, but they're not all of them. He said the Iranian regime, I think that's kind of messed up.
In many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well.
People are happy. Some of my people that love Trump, they love this shit. They like, yeah, yes, sir.
As U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts.
Get out of
And it
Dubai.
was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people,
Get out of
including
Dubai.
46
Trump made a deal with Israel. They going hard. They going in. It's perfect timing too with all the other shit going on. Let's just do that. Make this headline. And now they start bombing Dubai. They become the #1 enemies of the world. Americans, y'all need to get up out of there though.
Americans while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never...
Yeah, that was bad. Something had to happen behind that. They just killing all people for protesting. That's crazy. I don't agree with that shit at all.
never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That
Said that about no coal. Thought he said that about no coal.
is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore.
USA. USA. Everything, there's going to be a reaction, that's all. For every action, there's a reaction. But salute, because I'm patriotic. I give a fuck. At the same time, like I said, get up out of Dubai. That's going to be the first spot. The first spot. And they're going to try to really, so...
British Defence Secretary has described Iran as lashing out indiscriminately across the Middle East. What's been happening where you are, Bijan?
Yeah, Becky, we might have actually just heard an air defense missile system above us. This one sounded very far away. Obviously, we will go and take cover if these air defense systems are reacting nearby. But what we started our day was by witnessing what was a very loud and extended round of missiles. That was about 6 hours ago. Ministry of Interior from Qatar saying they successfully intercepted those missiles. There was debris or shrapnel that fell from one of those interceptions, falling in the industrial area on the outskirts of Doha.
Salute the interceptions, intercepting the drones. Damn, these guys got some skills.
Causing a fire. The ministry also confirmed that civil defense were on site at that fire, working to put it out, and that no injuries there were taking place. And just on the back of that, numbers from yesterday from the ministry, they counted 65 missiles entering the country from Iran, 12 drones. They say they successfully intercepted 64.
It's deep. You could tell they attacking Dubai for a reason. There's reasons for this.
Those missiles and 11 of those drones. Obviously, the big worry here is that shrapnel and that debris falling. The last update from the ministry is 16 injuries. We haven't received any word on any deaths, so we'll continue to track that as well. I will say the strikes today have felt a lot different than what we witnessed yesterday. Yesterday, we saw and we heard with our own eyes around a dozen rounds of missiles that kind of came and went around every 15 to 30 minutes intermittently throughout the day. Today, we saw those first strikes about 6 hours ago. We had eyewitnesses that saw another wave. We couldn't see or hear that from where we are. And since then, it's been a little quiet until we just heard that last, what was a potential air defense system taking place. It's also worth mentioning that today is Sunday here in Qatar. It's the start of the working week, but emergency alert systems have gone out telling everyone to work from home, telling everyone to shelter in place. There is still some traffic, but nowhere near what it would be on a normal Sunday. It's very empty right now. And I want to add that the airspace...
All you IG models, get the hell out of Dubai. It's not the place right now. They're going to show y'all. Man.
Obviously still remains closed. Schools are shut until further notice, and also all events have been closed and postponed until further notice. And it's worth mentioning that all of these rocket strikes, we believe, are heading to El Udeid Air Base. As you know, it's the largest U.S. air base in the Middle East. It usually houses some 10,000 American military personnel. We know over the last 6 weeks that number has been dropping. They've been evacuating non-essential personnel. But we've also seen a military equipment.
You know, this is going to be an air war. Ain't nobody hitting that soil. This ain't back in the day with Vietnam. They hit that soil and go fight combat. Nah, because, man.
Build up at that base. Some air refuel tankers, some cargo planes have been propping up over there, Becky. So,
sheesh. Yeah, they trying to hit that air base. You know, U.S. got the biggest Navy, Air Force, all that type of stuff. And they sending in them things, you know, intercepting all in the sky, doing their bombing. And they probably landing right there in the Dubai air base, so it's a safe space for Americans. But now Iran like, okay, let's take that spot out. Boom. Crazy. At the same time, you got the terrorist organizations that could randomly try to destroy the city of Dubai because they just hate it so much. So like I said, that's the message. We got to get up out of Dubai, get back home, and take care of our shit right now because we at war. Don't take it lightly. It's serious. Feel me? It's your boy Bush. Another quick one. Quick message. PSI. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. We out.